At this point, I'm counting down the days until I can finally get into my summer TBR. This lineup is insane. Hello my beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Gianna Lian, and today we are going to be going through some summer book recommendations and my perfectly curated summer TBR for this season, okay? If I had to choose one season that's my favorite to read, season-coded specific books, it has to be summer or fall. Summer and fall are kind of tied. It's just something about reading a cutesy little summer romance on the beach, tanning, with a fun drink, and just basking in the warm weather. Like, it's just the ultimate perfect vibes, okay? It is my favorite. I look forward to it every single year, so I thought to myself, and to keep it as a tradition, we are going to be going through some summer book recommendations that I have for you guys. Some of them are just iconic reads that you most definitely need to read this summer, and especially if you've had them on your TBR for a very long time. And then the other ones would be perfect for certain settings of summer. So I've really thought about it for you guys. And then we also have my very, very long TBR. I don't think I'm going to get through every single one of these, obviously, but it's nice to have a lot of options. It's nice to have a lot of hopefuls. Some of them I do already own physically, and then other ones I am planning on going out to buy. I do low-key want to do a little summer book shopping vlog. If that's something you guys might want to see, let me know. And it would ultimately just give me a reason to go book shopping, which I know I shouldn't do, but it would be a fun video for you guys. And it would be my excuse to go buy new books. Anyways, we're gonna get into my TBR first. I feel like we can speed run through those, and then at the end I will rapid fire those book recommendations for you. So if you're just here for the book recommendations, skip to this timestamp I'll put up on the screen, so then you guys know exactly when we get into the book recommendations, okay? But before we get into it, make sure you like this video and subscribe to join the family. I do have a mini giveaway that I'm waiting to release to you guys, to give back to you guys once we hit 23,000. We are so absolutely close. So if you guys want that giveaway to be released to you, let's hit 23,000 beautiful people, okay? The first physical book on my summer TBR is Cash by Jessica Peterson. This was a very random pickup, but I have been hearing the buzz about this series. It's the first one in the Lucky River Ranch series, and there's no better time to jump on this series than obviously the summertime. Who doesn't love a cowboy romance during the summertime? I know I freaking do. So I don't know too much about this one specifically, but from what I've been hearing, it's gonna be steamy, it's gonna be funny, the banter's gonna be amazing. I feel like with a series like this, I am a-okay with going into it blind, and it's definitely giving Elsie Silver vibes. Now, I've never read a book by this author before, but I'm so down for anything similar to like the Chestnut Springs series, the Rebel Blue Ranch series, all those iconic cowboy romance series that I absolutely live and breathe for. I've been searching for that feeling once again with a new series. I actually did recently order this book. I'm just waiting for it to come, but the next one is Love and Gelato by Gianna Evans Welch. Now, I feel like I've put this on my summer TBR for a few years in a row now, and I still just haven't gotten around to reading it, but I feel like I want to read this one specifically for the vibes. Like, the setting as a whole will just be perfect for the summertime, and I feel like not only are we gonna get the cutesy perfect vibes, but I feel like this one is also gonna be so much more than just a cute romance. Like, I feel like it's gonna be more emotional, and from the reviews that I have seen, people get really attached to these characters and just end up loving it so much more than just for the summer romance or the cutesy little plot that you get. So this is the year. 2026 is the year that we are officially actually gonna read this one. I can promise you guys that, and I'm so excited to receive the physical copy once it arrives at my front door, because the cover is absolutely so cutesy and so adorable, and I could definitely envision myself reading this on the beach this summer. It's a date. Maybe I'll make a reading vlog out of it. Next is a very anticipated new release. We have The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that I have my hands on the Abby Jimenez new release. Everyone is talking about this book. I have heard mixed opinions on it, I can't lie, but Abby Jimenez's writing is one of my favorites, and I read 2 of her other books last summer and absolutely fell in love with her writing for that specific time. So I've been saving this one to read for the summertime, and I'm so happy that it's on my physical TBR now. You guys have to let me know your thoughts down below if you've already dived into this and read it, if it's worth the hype, what your opinions are, what your ratings are on it. But again, don't know anything about it. I feel like lately I honestly have been going into all of my books that I own or want to read completely blind. I've been having so much fun doing that, so when I give you guys these videos, I feel so bad for not telling you what they're about, because I personally don't know what they're about, because that's just the way I like it. But I will give you guys like little blurbs here and there for like everything I want to know. So it says, in everyone's life there's a split-second decision that can change everything. I wonder what tropes are going to be in this one. Abby Jimenez delivers an unforgettable novel that revels in friendship, laughter, and the messy choices life can throw our way. We love a messy little romance. Hopefully it will still be cutesy though. I'm excited. The cover is absolutely gorgeous and it's screaming summer. Could it be more perfect? Obviously, we have to throw in some Ellen Hildebrand on the TBR, okay? She is a staple summer author for me. So we have Golden Girl. This has also been on my TBR for 2 summers in a row, you guys, but again, I feel like this may be the year that I actually read it. I again love Ellen Hildebrand's writing, but this one seems like it's gonna pull at your heartstrings a little bit more. I have seen multiple people cry over this book, or it just like really hurts their hearts. So a heartbreaking summer type of read, I'm always down for. We all know that I love sad books. Pair summer, pair Ellen Hildebrand's writing and a sad premise. Oh, I'm so here for it. Sometimes you just need that in the summertime because summer is always so happy and cupcakes and rainbows and stuff, but you just need a little sad book sometimes. I'm excited for this one. I feel like it's gonna heavily follow friendship. I'm excited to just go into it. Another Ellen Hildebrand one that we're just throwing on the TBR that I have is Nantucket Nights. I originally thought this was a part of the Nantucket series, but I think it's just a little standalone. It is super short, so I've said this before, but I definitely could picture myself just binging this on the beach. I feel like that could be the absolute most perfect vibe. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. It says the ties between women can run as deep as the ocean, but so can their secrets. Ellen Hildebrand is actually probably one of my favorite authors to read her write about gossip. Like, she is the queen at throwing together a perfect small little town where everyone knows everyone and the gossip is there. The drama is always chef's kiss perfection, and I'm always so hooked to them, and I somehow end up falling in love with every single character, even if they are the most unlikable character ever to be written. It's just some sort of magic that she puts in her writing, to be honest. So haven't heard anyone talk about this one, but it looks so bingeable. Very anticipated and so excited to finally start this series, you guys. We have Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I have put off this series for 2 years now because I wanted to read this one after I finished the Chestnut Spring series, and I finally finished the Chestnut Spring series last summer. It is officially time. I know I'm late to jump into this one. There are so many books out in this series now. I don't know if she already finished it. I don't know if we're still getting more books. I'll have to do a little research on Goodreads, and editing Gianna can tell me once she actually knows the answer, but I've been so excited to read this book, you guys, since it was even announced. And I think that all of these books in the Rose Hill series is based on single dad trope, and Elsie Silver's banter with her characters is perfection. Her spice is perfection, and I'm just excited to get to know another universe because I felt so loved in the Chestnut Springs series and just all those characters. Another Elsie Silver series that I would absolutely love to start is the Gold Rush Ranch series. This is Off to the Races by Elsie Silver, the first one, and I'm pretty sure that this was her first series to be released. So I'd be curious to see how her writing has changed over time and like the differences from the Chestnut Spring series, because that's so absolutely loved and popular in the book community, to her first one. And it also seems extremely spicy. Like, even just from the blurb, this one seems like we're starting off with a bang. I feel like it's gonna be taken to another level, if that makes sense. He's never had a problem keeping things professional with his employees until she waltzed onto his property. Literally, with just that one-liner, I'm already freaking hooked. This is most definitely a must for this summer. Most definitely a random pickup, but The Breakup Vacation by Anna Garcia. I got this discounted at HomeSense for such an amazing price, and the cover just drew me in, and it screamed summer. Like, obviously it screams summer. I think this is second chance romance, but I think it's gonna be a very messy romance, and I didn't read too much into it, obviously, surprise, surprise, but it's so short that it seems most definitely bingeable, but I feel like this could be a super fun, fast-paced little read. So had to throw it on the TBR, and I also got this like last winter, and I've been saving it for this summer. Kind of same situation with Bad Summer People by Emma Rosenblum. Now, I've heard mixed reviews on this one. People either love it or people absolutely hate it. So when I saw it at the thrift store, I was like, I'm kind of nervous to get into this one, but I got it for $7. It's in amazing condition. I was like, I might as well just try it, you know? Especially if I'm feeling like I need a refresher of a little intense type of summer read. It says it's a whip-smart, propulsive debut about infidelity, backstabbing, and murderous intrigue set against an exclusive summer haven on Fire Island. Stylish, subversive, and darkly comedic, this is a story of what's lurking under the surface of picture-perfect lives in a place where everyone has something to hide. I feel like it could be a vibe, you know? I feel like my only doubt is kind of the author's writing. I feel like that makes or break a book for me, especially if I don't know the author very well. So, I don't know, we shall see, but the cover hooked me in. Kind of a bittersweet moment. I am going to be finishing this very, very loved series by me this summer. We have the last book in the Rebel Blue Ranch series, Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. You guys, I can't believe how long it's taken me to read this series, but I feel like part of me subconsciously in the back of my head has been putting off the series because I don't want to finish it. I don't want to say goodbye to these characters. I already had to say goodbye to the Chestnut Springs universe. That I know that this one is obviously coming to a close very soon, and it just makes me very sad. But I did recently just just finished the third book in this series and it ended off with a bang. I absolutely loved it. Teddy and Gus is definitely my favorite couple in this series so far, but this one could top it because this seems like it's gonna be crazy and I'm definitely gonna be buckling my seatbelts. I think this one's gonna be the most chaotic one out of the series yet. I don't know if this is necessarily summer coded, but I do want to read Don't Be in Love by Lian and Cotty. I wanted to get to this before summer hit, so I feel like this is most definitely going to be read sooner rather than later, but I fell in love with Picking Daisies on Sundays, and this is basically just another book by this author because I've been missing her writing. So I've heard some amazing things about it, and I'm hoping to get the same vibes that I got in Picking Daisies on Sundays because, like I said, I just fell in love with the writing and it was so fast paced. The chapters are so short. I feel like it could just be a really, really fun time, and it's also set in London, and I love reading books set there, and I feel like our characters are just going to be very relatable because they are on the younger side. We're like mid-20s, early 20s, and that's kind of where my life's at right now. So maybe a relatable character moment. I'm so here for it. And now the last few books on my summer TBR are books that I want to pick up, books that I have coming, or new releases that I am waiting for to release or have just recently released and need to pick up. These are these books. First, we have Device Free Weekend by Sean Doolittle. I do have this coming in the mail and I am so freaking excited to get into it because I feel like it is going to be such a perfect murder mystery. The cover in and itself looks so summer coded, and I feel like, again, it's just going to be that perfect murder mystery type of summer refresher read where if I don't want to read a cutesy little beach romance anymore, I can read a summer coded, darker, scary, twisty book. You know, it just seems like the vibe. Haven't really heard anyone talk about this, but I have had it on my TBR for a couple years now and I just never gotten around to reading it or just completely forget about it once summertime comes, so it will definitely be prioritized this summer season. And let me know if you've heard about this one. Our Perfect Storm by Carly Fortune, obviously just released, and you guys were probably like, where is the Carly Fortune book in this TBR so far? You've been holding out on us. Are you gonna put it on your TBR or are you not? Of course I'm gonna put it on my summer TBR, you guys. I do pick up Carly Fortune's new release every single year and I do read it every single year. It is like a little summer tradition that I've created for myself and it's just the perfect vibes. The only problem is that I already went to Indigo because I already was gonna buy this on the release day, but it did come out as a hardcover, you guys. Every other release that I've ever picked up by Carly Fortune always comes out with the paperback right away. This year, not the case. And I'm actually quite upset about it because I want to read it now. I don't want to wait for the paperback to come in. So I'm either going to buy this on my Kindle and read it right away, or I'm just going to suck it up and get the hardcover, and then all my other Carly Fortune books are just going to be mismatched. Those are my two options. But besides that, that is just me being a perfectionist in my head because I'm very particular in how my bookshelves are and how all my editions are on my shelves. But either way, I'm super excited for this release. It seems like it is going to be childhood friends to lovers, which Carly Fortune obviously does the best, and her little small town settings that she creates is just the perfect vibe every single time. So excited to get into this one, and I wonder if this one is going to be spicy or not because I feel like Carly Fortune doesn't include too much spice in her books, so we'll have to see. Dangerously Ours by Krista and Becca Ritchie just released on May 12th, and I'm currently reading the second book, Destructively Mine, right now, and I'm absolutely loving it. But the one that just released is the last final one in this mini little trilogy. A lot of people don't know about this series because obviously Krista and Becca Ritchie are known for their Addicted / Calloway Sister series, their Like Us series. That is what they are known for. So a lot of people don't really know about the webs we weave, and it is so underrated and it is so fun. If you love the aspect of like Krista and Becca Ritchie's group setting of how they make this amazing friend group, like we all know the core six. If you're looking for something like that, the Webs We Weave series is very similar in that way because you do have that friend group setting of like family friends, but they're con artists. It is just so perfect. So excited to pick this up for this summer and close off this series. I'm excited to see the season finale of it, and I'm just having such a fun time with it. Most definitely an out of the comfort zone type book to put on my TBR, but I want to pick up Across the Vanishing Sky, that is a tongue twister, by Catherine Cowles. I've never read a book by this author, but I've been hearing the buzz about her and specifically this new release. I feel like it could be the vibe for summer. The cover is absolutely gorgeous, and this is also the first one a part of a new series. So should I really be picking up a new series and starting a new series? Probably freaking not, but it's the summertime. I say freaking YOLO, and it could be the perfect vibe. Seems like both of our main characters in this book have very dark pasts and are kind of a little bit jaded. They have a lot of things to work through, which we always love to see complex characters, and I'm excited to get into Catherine Cowles' writing because, like I said, I've never read a book by her, and it seems like she has quite a few popular series and popular releases as a whole. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys think I'll like her books or not. The Daisy Chain Flower Shop by Laurie Gilmore. This is a part of the Harbor series or something like that. The covers are absolutely perfect and they are all seasonal reads. So there's like Christmas ones, fall one, summer one, spring one, literally you name it. There's a book for every single season a part of this series, but I'm only putting this on my TBR because I want it for the vibes. And I also want it for the cover, clearly. I feel like every single book I've read a part of this series is kind of mindless, or like I don't really care so much for the actual romance or characters at hand. I just want to read about the vibes or the specific time of year that the book is taking place in said town that we've been following. That is basically all I care about, and that might not be the best thing to say, but it's the truth. And I'm so here for just reading about vibes. You know, sometimes you have plot-driven books, character-driven books, and vibe-driven books where you're just like, I'm just here for these amazing vibes. And that's exactly what this one is. This is a random Kindle Unlimited murder mystery that I wanted to throw on my TBR as well, because we all know I love my little random Kindle Unlimited pickups. We have This Summer She Went Missing by Chelsea Ishoso. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, but the cover intrigued me obviously for this one, the title as well. But when I read the synopsis of this, it's giving very similar vibes to She's Gone by David Bell that I read. I think that's the author's name. And that book was super fast paced. It was kind of twisty. It was kind of intriguing. Like, it kept me hooked the whole entire time, but it was a YA murder mystery, which I don't absolutely love. So this book is kind of giving vibes to that, but I feel like we're gonna get more of a summer setting. So I feel like that will help me maybe enjoy this one more than She's Gone, because it still was an amazing idea, an amazing like buildup of a book. It was just the ending that fell a little bit flat for me for that one. So that is why I'm kind of curious to pick up this one and see if I maybe like it a little bit better, because we're dealing with like kind of the same topics, just based in the summertime. I randomly saw this book at my bookstore and fell in love with the cover, but it's also available on Kindle Unlimited, which I've realized. So I'm kind of at a dilemma here if I want to go pick up the physical copy or just read it on Kindle Unlimited. That's to be determined later, but it is Just This Once by Lena Hendricks. This one is based in a small town in Michigan, which I am from a small town in Michigan. So that obviously just hits close to home, and I was immediately hooked and intrigued. And anything small town, anything steamy, anything with amazing banter, oh, I'm absolutely gonna fall in love with. There's no questions about it. It says, in a rugged small town on the coast of Michigan where heartbreak lingers but love always finds a way, sparks fly between a fireman and the daughter of the fire chief after an unforgettable one-night stand. Do I even need to explain more? I am so hooked. And lastly, for my summer TBR, as of right now, knowing me, I'll probably just throw on some random books throughout the summer, but in my mental list right now, the last book on it is super random. I saw this when I was at Walmart and I saw that the cover was intriguing and I was like, oh, this could be the vibe. And I looked it up on Goodreads and I was like, oh, this is definitely the vibe. It is Boots Beneath Her Bed by Taylor Esposito. This is actually her debut novel. I haven't heard of this author before, obviously, but the cover, hello, can we just talk about it for a second? She is so cute. She is so colorful. Like, if you want me to read your book, just throw a colorful little cover and throw it in my face and I most likely will read it at this point. This is obviously a cowboy romance. We all know that these are my favorite. And I feel like you can never put too many cowboy romances on your TBR, especially for the summertime. I just can never get enough of them this time of year and I just need to get it out of my system. So this is a random one that I just was kind of interested in and was like, let's give it a try. Especially if it's a debut author, I will 100% support. And I had to add it to the summer TBR right then and there. But that is all so far for our summer TBR. I feel like we have such an amazing lineup. I am so excited to dive into every single one of these books. Yes, we're gonna try our best to get through all of them. Is that realistically gonna happen? No, but my delusional brain is going to tell us that it is going to happen. So then it can be motivating and so that we can live our delusional best life that we always do, right? Anyways, let's go into the book recommendations that I have for you guys now. We are gonna speed run some of these because I have maybe talked about a lot of these a lot. And that just shows you that I really do truly love them and you really do need to read them, especially for the summertime. This is the perfect time to read these books, and like I said, I could not recommend them to you guys enough. For the vibes, for the summer settings, for the characters. If it's a part of a series, you gotta binge the series. Take my word for these and thank me later. First, we're gonna get the Abby Jimenez books out of the way because I talk about them a lot and I already talked about Abby Jimenez quite a lot in this video. So first one is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Obviously this is just a staple, it says it in the title, but this book just hit a little bit different. I don't know, maybe if it was because it was my first Abby Jimenez book I ever read, or if it genuinely just was such a moving summer romance. I was at the brink of bawling my eyes out at some points because there's so much found family, there's so much growth in this book, and you're following a travel nurse. So you're following so many different little towns and she she can never kind of be rooted to one place until obviously she meets someone. And the whole premise is quite interesting actually, because it's like based on something that would kind of never happen, or like it's kind of a hoax that obviously isn't realistic, but it works with the book. And it's just such a cute freaking read, but also kind of heartbreakingly sad in the best way possible. Like, it's bittersweet. So perfect setting, perfect characters, perfect plot, lots of growth. It is just so good. This was a 5-star read for me. Couldn't recommend it more. And then we also have Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. Now, I didn't love this one as much as Just for the Summer, but I still really enjoyed this one nonetheless. I'm pretty sure I rated it like 4 stars or 4.5. And this one was kind of more so just like a cutesy little romance. I felt like this one was a little bit more mindless, but I binged it because it was just so cute. I really liked the characters in this one. And then obviously the writing just pulled it all together and put a little shiny pink little bow on top of it. Okay, it's just perfect. Kind of talked about this one a little bit, but Picking Daisies on Sundays by Lian. Now, I feel like this is actually the perfect spring read. So by the time I'm posting this video, I feel like you should most definitely stop what you're doing and go read this book before summer officially hits, because this just gives the perfect vibes. And it was also so much more than just a romance, if that makes sense. When I picked up this book, I thought, this is gonna be cute. The cover is super cutesy, but I actually felt so moved by the book. And by the end of it, it just made sense. Like, the characters made sense, the plot made sense. There was a very happy ending, but everything was tied up so perfectly. Like, when you start the book, everything makes sense by the end. I just had such a fun time reading this one, and obviously I'm excited to pick up another book by this author, obviously that being Don't Fall in Love. So this was just ultimately so fun. And if you're looking for a little refresher that you can binge in between your other books, or like a fantasy type read that's like really hardcore, this could be the one that you would want to pick up. That was such a specific example, but if you get it, you get it. This is probably my favorite summer read of all time, you guys. I read this back in 2021, and oh my goodness, I recommend it to you every single year. Even if it's not for like a summer video, I talk about this book for the summertime at least once a year since I read it, because it is just absolutely perfect. It did get its little hype moment, but it is most definitely not hyped enough. Like, we still need to be talking about this book because I feel so connected to these characters and this whole setting of a book. We're following the 1970s, which is a time period that I love to read about. Like, anywhere from 1970 to the very early 2000s, basically from the 1970s to when I was born, like 2005. That is my favorite time period to read about. It's just so perfect, and I feel like the love was more pure. People actually lived back then. I feel like it wasn't so wrapped up in the modern times of like comparing yourself and worrying about all these things and like working to the bone and like not affording to live. Like, times almost seemed so much more happy back then. That was a very long tangent that got a little bit deep, but the moral of the story is that this is just perfect vibes and amazing characters. It's most definitely character driven rather than plot driven, but you're gonna fall in love with each and every single one of these characters. There's so much found family. This is actually the book that introduced me to the whole idea of found family, and I instantly fell in love with it. And it still is now, to this day, one of my favorite tropes to ever exist. So couldn't recommend this more. I low-key want to get every single edition that this book has to offer because it is one of my favorites. And I honestly could see myself doing a reread of this and annotating it, because I remember binging it in a day the first time I read it. So it'd be interesting to see my thoughts on it now, because I've read so many books now. A very fast-paced murder mystery, if you need one to binge, That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. I don't know why this gives summer vibes. I think because I recently just read it and we're obviously inching into the summertime, I just kind of correlated it with summer for some weird reason. But this book is crazy. This book is insane. I was not seeing the end twist coming. It was just so bingeable. Like, I didn't want to put the book down. The chapters were extremely short, and I just really enjoyed this author's writing and how she set up the murder mystery, because like I said, I could not see the twist coming from a mile away, and it kind of made me sad. I can't lie. It pulled at my heartstrings. I was a little bit teary-eyed at the end because I was like, oh, this was so insane and crazy, but I wasn't expecting to be sad. So I don't know. It's on Kindle Unlimited. Highly recommend to just pick it up and read it. And the last few recommendations I have for you guys are just kind of staple authors that I correlate with summer, or multiple books that I've read by these authors that I couldn't recommend more for the summertime. Like, it just works perfectly. So the first one is Taylor Jenkins Reid. She is one of my favorite authors of all time. I'm slowly working my way down her backlist, and I've made a pretty big dent, I can't lie. I think it's more so her older books that I haven't really gotten into, but absolutely freaking love her. And the first one that I would recommend that is kind of summer coded, or I feel like would be a good summer type of read, is One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. If you want a very heartbreaking type of romance, this is the one that I would pick up. I was torn. The plot is just so crazy and there's just so many decisions that need to be made in this book that I was absolutely eating it up, and it just made me really sad, but in the best way possible. It wasn't like a, oh my gosh, I actually think I'm dying type of sadness. It was just really sad in a way because it shows like the hard truths of like sometimes you have to make a decision like that, and it's just really hard. So I don't know why this one gives me summer vibes, but I kind of wish that I did read it for the first time in the summer. And then we have Carrie Soto is back. This is so summer coded, you guys. You're following a tennis player going to the Olympics and just like her whole life and rise to fame basically. And again, so much found family in this one. I just love Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing and how she creates all of her characters. So this was just a really fun time. There's so much mixed media that goes on in this as well, and I would highly recommend you listen to the audiobook. I know I talked to you about this book a lot, but it was a 5-star read for me, and I wasn't expecting it because it deals with tennis, and I am not a tennis player. I don't think I've ever played tennis in my life actually, but I could become a tennis player now. I could get behind it because this book was just so good, and 100% a 5-star. Couldn't recommend it more. So even if you don't like tennis or you never thought you would be interested in reading about tennis, definitely just give it a try because I was in that boat and I freaking loved it. And lastly, from Taylor Jenkins Reid that I could think of is Malibu Rising. Obviously, I read this so long ago and I again wouldn't mind doing a reread of this. This one is based in 1983 in that time period, which again, my favorite time periods to read about, but this one is a part of the interconnected series or universe, I should say, of Carrie Soto's Back, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, Daisy Jones and the Six, and Malibu Rising. It is just the perfect little bundle to read during the summertime. Like all of those books could be perfect for the summer, actually, now that I think about it. But Malibu Rising, set in Malibu, you're set in such a sweet time period that like, oh, it's just perfect. And oh my gosh, especially as the offspring of legendary singer Mick Riva. I forgot about Mick Riva. That's actually really funny. We're definitely doing a reread of this, but this is so fun. You're following like celebrity lifestyle, obviously, but it was just so perfect and I couldn't recommend it to you more. I kind of already touched on it, but another author that I couldn't recommend more and is definitely an auto-buy summer author for me is obviously Elin Hilderbrand. These are two of my favorite reads by her. We have The Hotel Nantucket. This was a 5-star read, and then The 5-Star Weekend, which I did read last summer, and it was so close to a 5-star read, but I didn't love it as much as The Hotel Nantucket. I actually did annotate this one. That's how you know I really thoroughly enjoyed it. But these are just so fun. You're following a small town filled with lots of characters, so you're following so many different people at once. Each person has obviously their own life story and they're either hiding something or dealing with something in their own way. It is just very hooking, and like I said, Elin Hilderbrand just knows how to write gossip. She just knows how to stir the pot and make you fall in love with every single one of the characters. So highly recommend these, and this one was just the perfect coastal vibes. Like all I can remember is picturing the hotel perfectly, even the renovations perfectly, even the restaurants that they would go to, every single thing I could imagine absolutely so perfectly. So couldn't recommend these more to you guys, and I can't wait to pick up more Elin Hilderbrand books this summer. And then obviously I have to talk about the Chestnut Spring series because hello, what screams more summer than the Chestnut Spring series? I don't think it exists actually, but this is one of my favorite series. Like I said, I did finish it sadly last summer, but it's still a bittersweet moment and I still can reminisce on how much I thoroughly enjoyed every single one of these books, except for the third one, Powerless. So that was a random one. I didn't really love that one. If you want to know my two faves from the series, it has to be Heartless, the second book, and Reckless. I think this is the fourth book, but loved these couples the absolute most and the tropes the absolute most. The whole series is obviously good as a whole. You're following a cowboy romance and a small town. Every single couple is just so different in their own way and they all connect in some way, and it's just a whole big family. Like the Eatons, oh, they're just so perfect. I'm obsessed with them and they're pretty spicy, so have fun. And then the last author that we briefly touched on, but a very loved one nonetheless, is Carly Fortune. Couldn't recommend her books for the summer more. Every Summer After is my all-time favorite summer read by her. It has to still be one of my all-time favorite summer reads as a whole. Like out of all the summer coded books that I've ever read in my entire life, this book just has this nostalgic feeling to it. I feel very connected to this book. Like emotionally, it is everything to me, and I again want to do a reread of this one because I read this so long ago that I need to relive all these feelings all over again. I know this one's super popular and I know a lot of people have already read it, but if you haven't, oh, please read it. Please read it. I also really enjoyed One Golden Summer by her as well. This was her new release last year, and this one was just really fun. And I obviously love when she sets all of her books on a lake because I'm a lake girly myself and she's a Canadian author, so it just hits a little bit close to home when you're reading about a lifestyle that you kind of grew up around. And then the other one I really enjoyed is This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. The cover is so cutesy. She really does an amazing job with her publishing on her covers. Like, I love every single one of them. But again, this was super fun, and this one's based in PEI. So a little bit change of pace, and it's just such a bingeable summer romance. But those are officially all the books on my summer TBR for 2026 and some quick little book recommendations that I have for you guys for this summer. I'm so excited to get into every single one of these books on my TBR. I think we're gonna have a really, really good summer season of reading. I want to make lots of reading vlogs for you guys in this summer specifically so we can have the summer coated vibes. I want to read on the beach. I want to go read in like a cute little cabin. I really want to take advantage of the summer reading season this year. I feel like last year I didn't really get to a lot of the summer books I wanted to get to, and the reading year last year was just weird in general. So this year is going to be better, and we're gonna have lots of fun reading so many summer books together this year, and it's just gonna be the absolute most perfect, fun, amazing vibe. But anyways, let me know what you guys are reading this summer. Let me know if you guys read any of these books so you can tell me if you liked them or if I'm gonna hate them. Like, you guys know me pretty well at this point, and I listen to your guys' advice a lot. But other than that, I hope you guys are having such an amazing, wonderful day. I love you guys with my whole entire heart. Let's hit 23,000 so I can release that giveaway to you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! What would this be, like, best friend? The drama is dramaing. That wasn't it. I could be completely wrong. It could be, why do we always have to do work right when I'm filming? And also the chapters seem very short. Just kidding, the chapters are not very short at all. It's gonna get wild, literally. By David Farber? David Bell? Lena Hendricks? I'm so bad with pronouncing authors' names, you guys. The fourth book. Is that the fourth?